in right quick, so kicking that knowledge about the talks of boxing. I say something that's like really weak that some people but at the end of the day, some people don't like the fact that I don't say what they want me to say and I don't follow a script. But I mean, tomorrow is the and I just want to make something very clear. When I made the video saying big fish tickets are on sale for as little, I wasn't trying to take a shot at Errol Spence. I just was saying that the tickets were cheap. And as usual in the comment section, people took what I was saying out of context and started talking all stupid and stuff. I'm gonna make this very clear. Stop coming on my channel like talking greasy to me, because I'm not that dude, man, and I'm not the one, man, for real. And even if I was, I could say whatever the hell I want to say. I ain't got to say what everybody else say, and I ain't got to sit up there and suck up to no boxer. Now, if you like those other channels that do that and praise one particular fighter more than they do the other, then keep your ass on those channels. Don't bring that here. I'm gonna say what I want to say, and I'm gonna say what needs to be said. If you don't like what I have to say, then just don't bring your ass on my channel. I'm not everybody else. Okay? I'm my own entity. I'm my own brand. What you hear on somebody else's channel, you may not hear on my channel. So if you want to hear, a channel that's, praising the high regards of a particular fighter, then just stay on that channel. Stop coming on here getting extremely emotional and sensitive. Because like I said, once again, I can say whatever the hell I want to say. All I was saying was the tickets was dirt cheap. And I was saying, go buy a ticket and go see it. Like some of Errol Spence's fans, man, just like get on my damn nerve. Because if you even slightly critique him or criticize him, then here they come, trying to correct you, trying to, you know what I'm saying? Trying to tell you stuff that and I also want to say fans that flagged my video or get down to fight, that was hella weak. Because I'm gonna win the appeal when I appeal it. Because it's no disrespectful content on there. I'm just breaking down the fight and you flagged it. So I mean, like, really? So that's what we doing now? I can't say what I want to say. That's where we are now. I can't voice my opinion. I can't say anything different. I gotta follow a script. I gotta say what everybody else say. Oh, I get it. Yeah, but for real, whoever did that was hella weak. And more than likely, whoever did it is somebody that I know. Just like they, did something a while back. But I have idea who did the other stuff. But yeah, all I was doing was breaking down the fight. How did that video not get monetized with everybody else's video? I mean, come on, man. Like, for real, man. Y'all acting like Canelo fans. Y'all acting like Pacquiao fans now. Like, for real? I don't even have nothing against Errol Spence. The only issue that I had is what's been taking so long to make this fight, the prolonging of this fight, and that's it. And that's the only thing I had an issue about. Because actually, I like Errol Spence. I like him as a fighter, and I never said that he doesn't have a chance against Terrence Crawford. to big up Errol Spence. And a lot of dudes got mad at me because I wouldn't do it. And I just want to say to the dudes that had an attitude about me not doing that, I just want to say, fuck you. So how's that? And you know who you are. But like I said, tomorrow, I think tomorrow is going to be a great fight. I broke down the fight. I basically said, how can Errol Spence be successful against Ugas and vice versa? I broke down the fight pretty accurately and how I think the fight is going to go. I don't think it's going to be a knockout, but I do think somebody is going to get put on their ass. I see it coming. I think there's going to possibly expect some surprises in there. I don't know what it is about my phone when I get this start, having to reconnect. I don't know what it is, but Stephen Espinoza, a guy that I respect. I've interviewed him several times. I like what he's saying, but at the same time, I don't believe it. Until I see an actual press conference, and I mean that, with Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence sitting opposite sides of each other, that's when I'll believe that it's finally going to happen. Because I've been getting my hopes up way too long. And don't come on here talking about, yeah, you gotta excuse me, I'm in like a dead area. But please don't come on here talking about, well, so-and-so said, well, he kept his word. Man, don't do it. I'm warning you, don't come with that BS. Don't come with that, so-and-so said, oh, no, they didn't. No, they did not. I can easily debunk that. Now, you have people trying to put out a new narrative that Terrence Crawford is fearful of coming to the fight. Like, just, some of you guys are just pathetic, and it just need to be made known that some of you dudes are pathetic. Terrence Crawford ain't one bit scared of coming to Dallas. Okay? He already did here. And to be honest with you, there's no need for him to come there, because he's already attempted to come there when Errol Spence defeated Danny Garcia, and Errol Spence replies, why was he there? Then we thought we might could get, a prelude to the fight after Terrence Crawford had defeated Porter, and we got it. And instead of somebody ring and confronting somebody, we got a tweet saying I wasn't impressed. So, it sound good with Stephen Espinoza. It's so good, but I ain't buying it. I'm not buying it until I hear from Team Crawford themselves, or until I see a press conference with them two dudes standing side by side, having a face-off, or standing on opposite ends of each other. That's when I really believe it's going to happen. To me, this fight should have happened at least 2 years ago. Now, I understand 2020, I don't even like using that word, then some other stuff, but it could have happened. It could have happened last year, I mean, this fight been like 4 years in the making, and it need to happen as soon as possible. Stephen Espinoza, he been cornered, the dude, because this has to be the next fight. This has to be the next, no matter what. No excuses, no the toot up. This has to be the next fight. Now, they said Terrence Crawford may get a fight in between, but we don't know. And if Terrence Crawford doesn't want to get a fight in between and go directly to Errol Spence, that's cool too. You know? I know the target date for the fight is get it between October and November, because more than likely Canelo will have a fight in September, which they believe he's going to fight Triple G on September the 17th. You already hear that they're in negotiations already, or basically that fight has already been negotiated. Basically all Canelo got to do is take care of business versus Bivol, and then Canelo will go back down to 168 and he'll fight Triple G at 168, which many of us believe that Canelo is going to stop Triple G this time. Now, in two fights, they were very competitive. I had Canelo winning both fights, but I understand if you thought that Triple G won both fights, but I had Canelo winning both of those fights. That's just factual. And I think this time around, I think this fight is not going the distance. I think Canelo is going to stop Triple G probably around the 9th round, which I think this may be Triple G's swan song. Because after all, Triple G is 40 years old. And due to the fact that Triple G got all this hype that he didn't really deserve, he probably will retire, and somehow, some way, they'll say he's a first ballot Hall of Famer, which I think is absurd. I don't think Triple G is a Hall of Fame fighter whatsoever. I think Triple G is the most overrated fighter in the last 20 years. God awful resume, and ducked a lot of fighters. Refused to fight him. The Andre Ward situation told me all I needed to know about Triple G when he debuted and said, hey, I'll go up to 168, Andre Ward. We'll fight anybody from 154 to 168. We'll go up to 168 and fight Andre Ward. And then as soon as Andre Ward came knocking, coming off his injury, then all of a sudden Tom Loeffler, his promoter, all of a sudden was making excuses, hollering about that Andre Ward was too big for Triple G, and then the fans got irritated and got scared and started saying stuff about Andre Ward, saying all kind of racist stuff about Andre Ward. So I mean, I'm just saying, I don't want to see this. I mean, you know, I really don't want to see this Canelo fight. That's just going to be another fight that nobody is going to have real interest in. It's not going to have that big a buzz. And I'm going to tell you right now, the fight that's currently coming with Canelo doesn't really have much of a buzz. We're about, 3 weeks away from Canelo versus Bivol. And that's another fight that people are not getting up for, because really, again, nobody cares about Dimitri Bivol. And then a lot of people think with Canelo, whether you like it or not, some people believe that the outcome of Canelo's fights are predetermined. So that's the problem. And it's funny that this is supposed to be once again, this is supposed to be for a belt. And once again, it appears that nobody really is interested in this fight. Nobody is talking about this fight because they don't seem to give a shit about it. You know, I'm just one of them dudes that just say what a lot of people are hesitant to say. A lot of people ain't really checking for Canelo versus Bibble, excuse me. And to be honest with you, a lot of people ain't really checking for the fight that's going down tomorrow night because of just very to tell the truth about these things. I think it's coming up. That's a different story. People are really looking to that fight. And I think this fight is going to establish Shakur Stevenson as a legitimate pound-for-pound fighter if he wins. I think that he'll take care of business and get the job done and win this fight. But it could be tough. He could run into some hurdles in this fight. He really could. You got to understand, nothing is guaranteed. But I'm hoping Shakur go get the job done. I know I'm gonna be there. That's for damn sure. That's a fight I'm definitely gonna be at, and I'm gonna try my hardest to be in New York City for Joe Smith Jr. versus Arthur Beterbiev. That fight is going down June the 18th, and it's gonna be at Madison Square Garden. That fight right there, I suggest that you go to the bathroom, do whatever you need to do for the first bell, because I guarantee you that fight ain't going the distance. Either Joe Smith Jr. is going to stop Arthur Beterbiev, or Arthur Beterbiev is going to stop Joe Smith Jr. I don't even think this fight is going 8 rounds. I will be shocked if this fight goes longer than 8 rounds. Somebody in that fight is going to get knocked out. And Joe Smith Jr., he could crack. And Beterbiev, he's been hurt in fights before, and he's been dropped before. But the problem is, he's up and then he drops you. And then most of the time, well, none of the time, nobody's survived. I mean, this dude hasn't had a fight that went the distance, period. But this is gonna be a hell of a fight. Promise you that. It's gonna be a hell of a fight. But yeah, Shakur Stevenson versus Oscar Valdez, that's gonna be a exciting fight. I think this is the fight that's going to have everybody talking about Shakur Stevenson as a legitimate pound-for-pound fighter. You know, the mythical pound-for-pound fighter. You know what I'm saying? The mythical pound-for-pound fight list. Because at the end of the day, it's all subjective. It's really opinionated. It's really who you go by. You know, like I said before, I have Terrence Crawford #1. And I've said on several occasions. Now you have some people that have Errol Spence #1. You have some people that have Canelo #1. And that's understandable. You have who you have. You know? But yeah. Tomorrow gonna be a good fight, man. It's gonna be a solid fight. Anyway, thanks for